Effortless Alpha.
There are a bunch of guys in the Effortless Alphas that want to get back into fitness, and their goals are fitness related. They want to work out, they want to lose some weight, they just want to feel better about themselves, but they get caught up in, not being disciplined, going to the gym. But I think a lot of it for so many of them is going to the gym and not being confident of who they are at the gym, looking at everybody else. They know exactly what weight to use, exactly what to do. They're looking at other people look back, and there's a lot of self-conscious going around there. And the biggest thing that women complain about as far as body goes is they see television ads and they're supposed to be skinny or voluptuous, and they're supposed to be this and that and this. But the same thing goes for men, and nobody ever talks about that.
You know what? My mom and I were actually talking about this on a post the other day. When I was a kid, there was a very popular toy that was kind of the epitome of masculine called He-Man. Mm-hmm. And when you look at that, you're like, okay, so that's the He-Man. No one looks like that. The G.I. Joes, the cowboys. I think there's a whole piece to be said, and I like to call it the James Bond. Hit record. Do a different one. Great.
Yep. No, I'm just going to edit it.
Okay. One of the issues is that the same type of false images of masculinity, Barbie for girls and the clothes that are cut so they accentuate an undeveloped chest in little girls, tennis shoes with sneaker heels that thick. Like, these are things that girls and women have talked about, the unachievable body images. Men do have the exact same type of things. He-Man, G.I. Joe. But the one that I like to point out the most as a theory, as a philosophy, is James Bond. James Bond, I want to go back to something else in a second, but James Bond is beloved by men. I don't know if women actually even like those movies. They might like the new ones, but we'll get to why men don't like the new ones as much, and the women are liking them more in just a minute. Originally, the old Sean Connery and the Roger Moore and even the Timothy Dalton, but even those, and then Pierce Brosnan, this was a man who could handle his alcohol, he could handle his cars, he could handle his weapons, he could handle his government, he could handle his women, he could handle his fist fights, he could handle crisis situations, and he consistently saved the world. So we painted this hero, and it's one of the longest running, what we call it, anthologies of books and movies, and continually they do very well. And Jason Bourne movies have just taken over the same thing. This is a guy who can handle everything, especially his emotions. So apparently as men, we're supposed to be able to handle all this stuff, and anything to the contrary, being able to handle any of that stuff. Well, what if this gun debate is rooted in the fact that some men can't fucking handle having guns, and some can, and the men who can are feeling threatened by the ones who can't, because the ones who can't are fucking killing people. But the idea of being told you can't handle that, you can't handle me, your wife saying you can't handle bed, you going to the gym and saying I can't handle that much weight, that this idea that we're supposed to be able to handle everything is one of the core lies of masculinity. The fact that we're all making it up as we go, it seems to be lost on us, but we are. So that's kind of the James Bond theory that I have, is that what we're supposed to be able to handle is everything. And look at the size of the guns from the movies in the 50s with Cagney and, his fedora, and he was a short guy and he had his little five-cylinder revolver and everything. And then we get into the 60s and we've got Sean Connery and Dr. No, and he's got a barrel this long, when before it was a Saturday Night Special snub nose, and then he's got a barrel this long. And then we've got Pierce Brosnan and Dirty Harry, and then we've got we've got Arnold Schwarzenegger,
Yep.
and we've got Sylvester Stallone, and now there's two guns, and like this gun, this source of power, this phallus. Now there's two of them, and we're destroying everything with it. So I think just the idea of going to begin to shift your energy at the gym, just stepping into the gym because you want to take care of yourself, because you want more energy, because you feel that you would like yourself better if you would drop 20 pounds and maybe add 5 in muscle or whatever it is. Do you not think that those big guys who are there throwing all that lead around, that they didn't start somewhere too? I admire and high five in the gym more people who are there on their first week than I do the guys who have been there longer than me. I get more out of watching some guy step on that elliptical for the first time who's 200 pounds over and on death's door. That motivates me more than seeing some guy who can outbench me. Because the guy who can outbench me has been at this gym longer, his habits are deeper, his body is aligned and trained for it. But that guy over on that treadmill, he's fucking fighting his demons, man. And that's the inspiration. That's the one I want to watch. Because if he's there a year from now and I still am, then I know he's won. I like the guy. I fist bumped a dude in the gym today who was, man, he was shoulder pressing 90. And I was like, dang, man, I'm doing 50 and I'm shaking like a leaf. And he's got 90. He's got some guy helping him. Yeah, get up there, bro. Yeah, bro. And I had to give him props. But what I saw this guy also doing was giving props to the people who are 20 years his senior and who were in there, lifting, curling 10, 15 pounds, just getting started, man. And that was inspiring.
And I think this is the one thing that men that are new to going to the gym or haven't been a long time and they're feeling self-conscious, they don't realize is most of the people got earphones in and are totally locked in on their own thing, not even paying attention to anybody else. But the guys that are there, that have been there for a while, will absolutely help out. They're just regular guys. They know where you are because they started there too. Case in point, today, I'm at the gym and I was doing shoulder presses. I was only doing 45. And the guy and my personal trainer said, how did that feel after my first set? And I said, it was a struggle, but not too bad. And this guy who is next to me is doing a dumbbell row, one arm with 120-pound dumbbell. He's massive, and he turns to me, he goes, man, you're supposed to say it's hard and it hurt. You're supposed to say it's hard. Like this. So just, we all had this great big laugh about it. And this guy is, I don't know how long he's been at the gym. I can't even lift the 120-pound dumbbell. And he's just this regular guy having fun, making himself as what he wants to be.
The idea, I think there's two things that you brought up. Number one, nobody's paying attention to us as much as us. Like nobody is, right? People think about you as much as you think about them. That's it. That's a great measurement. And what you said is so huge, man. These are people who've gone through it. These are people I've just been going long enough that it's habituated that if I don't go, I don't feel good. But there was a time when I was going and it didn't feel good. It hurt. And I had back pain and my neck hurt. And I did that one and I was like, and that sucks. And now it's, if I don't go, I'm going, I got to go to the gym. And it's awesome, but it's an investment. It's an investment of a couple of years. And you just got to go because it starts to wake you up. And honest to God, if women don't need us, then that just gives us more time to go to the gym and look at ourselves in the mirror because we look awesome.
And you know what? You said something there. One of the first things you ever taught me was, for a man, change starts in the body.
Yeah.
And when I started tracking results, do better than yesterday, and that has translated into so many other areas of my life. into the business, into my relationship, into my relationship with my parents, my brothers and sisters, all of it.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
If you want to change your business, if you want to change your relationship, if you want to change your finances, then change your body. Change your body. I don't care how you change it. I don't care. You know, you want to slim down so that you can do the Tough Mudder. Awesome. You wanna make it look like that you're that you're cut and everything. Good for you. For me, I'm going power lifter shape, man. I got a big barrel chest and my belly's all barrel shaped and everything, and I can throw lead. But I'm not cut. I don't have that cut look, but I can throw with the best of the cutters. There's different ways to do it. We're all different shapes to begin with. You don't think we're going to be different shapes when we're done? Like this is your personal journey into your own body, and you got to do that for your finances to change. You got to do that for your marriage to change. It's good stuff, man. It's good stuff. I love it. I love when my wife punches me in the chest and goes, "That's really hard now." And I'm like, "Yeah, it is. I'm going to go look at myself in the mirror."
every day. But yeah, no, I actually said this in the group the other day in the alphas. I said, it doesn't matter if you want to lift heavy weights. I see a lot of men's coaches out there, not fitness coaches, men's coaches saying you have to lift heavy weights to be a man. And that's bullshit.
That's bullshit.
But if all you can do is walk, get out and walk.
Yes.
Do something.
That's where it starts. That's where it starts.
Yeah.
Do something more than you did yesterday. Suddenly, a year later, you've done 365 more. And that's a lot of more. That's a lot of more. And by God, Kevin, the best advice I ever got is the best advice I ever gave to you. Track it. Track it.
Oh my goodness.
Every day at the gym, I have it tracked. And it doesn't mean I look back and I compare and make sure, but I know when I'm pushing. And I know when I'm saying, you know what, today's not a push day. Yesterday was a little much. And I'm just gonna do something different. Or I'm gonna do, more exercises, but less weight. And I just go with it and watch YouTube videos. There's a billion YouTube videos.
Yeah. And the same goes for finances. When I started tracking the finances, oh my God, what a difference. What a difference that made. Holy crap.
Yep.
Instead of just avoiding it or just thinking it's going to be okay. And another thing, I don't know if you do this at all, touching the money. Like I get the money out of my account so it's not just a number. So I can see it and I touch it and I play with it. And I roll in it. Okay, I don't roll in it, I don't have that much fun. But I love it. I smell it. And I'm like, oh my God, look at all that money. A couple $100 in 5s and 10s can look like a lot of money.
Yeah,
and it goes away to the mind around money. For me,
my strength around the money has come from not having it in my hand. I'm always, if I find a penny, if I find a dime, if I find a quarter, first thing out of my mouth is every day and every way my financial situation gets better and better, because that's a penny. I'm a penny richer than I was a few minutes ago. So I better acknowledge that. I'm always acknowledging the growth. But for me, I like looking at the ones and zeros on the computer. I like watching them change. I like looking at the stock market and not, I understand 101 stock market, basics. I'm not a trader or anything. But I have a lot of money in stocks and bonds and stuff like that, with a lot of support from someone who's nutso about that stuff. But what I like is watching those ones and zeros on the TV and then look at the ones and zeros on my computer and my accounts and saying, so that did well, why did that go down? And that did bad, but mine went up, and this is going crazy, but this is holding steady. And really, I like that part. I can't say I understand it, but what I do understand is energy and affirmation. And I know that no matter what's happening in here, that it's growing towards my vision, because either I am creating my life or my life is creating me. And that ladder is unacceptable.